Hello everyone, welcome back to Witches the Moon. I'm your Friday hostess, Natalie. Yay, we've made it to another Friday, which is funny because I'm actually recording this video on Sunday beforehand. So I wanted to take a few moments, since today is September 11th, and I wanted to take a few moments just to kind of give some homage to the people who lost their lives on this day 15 years ago. I cannot believe it's been 15 years. I can tell you exactly what I was doing when the first plane hit. I can tell you exactly what I was doing when the second plane hit, and I will never ever forget that day. So even though we do go on, life goes on, we experience joy, I want to share with you all just a moment of reflection that I have never forgotten those events. I've never forgotten the people who died, and I won't. And I want us to be aware that there are those out there, a segment of people who would love to take away our religious freedom in the name of their own, and that continues. And it's not just the Christians. And the Christians, by and large, really pretty much leave us alone. They put out a little bit of propaganda against us, but for the most part, they aren't trying to kill us anymore. So just bear in mind that the burning times are not that far away, and there is a segment of population that would very much like to bring that back. So in that vein, I want to say my respects for all the people who lost their lives on that day, and for all the people who tried to help out that day and have subsequently lost their lives due to illnesses experienced as a result of things that happened on that day, on this day 15 years ago. That being said, by the time you see this video, it will be almost a week later, Friday, and we're going to celebrate because it's Friday. So this week's topic, we're going back to the elementals, and this week we are covering water. Now this is an elemental that I've always felt very connected with, simply because I am a water sign. I'm on the cusp between water and fire. So what are some things that are traditionally associated with the element of water? Traditionally, the water spirits are known as undines or undines. They are mermaid-like creatures. You can call upon them to aid you when you are doing some sort of work. Be respectful. Make sure that you're leaving some sort of a gift in a local body of water, or at the very least sending something down the sink or so forth. You want it to be kind of a running body of water, something that you can put out there to say thank you to those spirits for lending their energy to your work. Tarot associations would include the Suit of Cups. Cups, obviously, because they hold liquid, so that would include signs such as Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. I always have a hard time thinking that Scorpio is a water sign. For me, it makes more sense that Sagittarius or Pisces would be a water signs, but they're not. The water signs are Cancer, Pisces, and Pisces is, sorry, what was I thinking? Aquarius. Sorry, I was thinking Aquarius. Aquarius is not a water sign, but you would think it is. Sagittarius you would think is a water sign, but it's not. It's Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Those are the three water signs associated with that. So then some other associations, traditionally it's associated with the direction of the west, although I have seen it also used in the south and in the north. Now, color associations I've seen associated with the element of water are blue. I've seen white used. I've seen gray and green also used to associate with water. Most likely because when you see large bodies of water, these are the colors that you tend to notice in the water, green due to the algae and that sort of thing. The tool that is most associated with water would be the chalice and the cauldron. The cauldron is indeed a water vessel. So I'm going to get into a discussion in a minute about how to incorporate these things into your practice. I'm going to talk about how these tools are used and so on and so forth. The time of day that it's typically associated with is dusk or twilight, evening, and it is associated with the traditionally associated with the autumn. Although that to me also seems a little odd. To me, I tend to associate water with the springtime, because spring is when we get a lot of rains, and so to me I kind of associate it more with spring, and I associate fall more with fire simply because of the colors, or summer with fire. I think you can blur those lines, so that's just something that I thought I would bring up. So what constitutes water? Well, anything that it becomes water or is a form of water. Remember that water is one of those elements that can exist in all the states. So you see it as a vapor in steam, you see it as a solid in ice, you see it as a liquid in any kind of water, form of water. Clouds are also something that's associated with the element of water. So mist, fog, that sort of thing. All of those things are included. So how can you incorporate these things into your spiritual practice? Well, obviously the most common method would be the use of water for cleansers. You use water for spiritual bathing, you use water in potions, we use water in offerings, we use water in a lot of various different things. Now, I'm not going to go into the different types of waters that are used because that is our topic for this upcoming week. So I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not going to go into it there, but I am going to talk about ways in which you can incorporate water as an element into your home. You could have a fish tank. You could put out bowls of water. You could have a fountain. I keep a fountain in my office, although right now it rusted out, so it's not functional, which kind of irritates me, but I do love having a little fountain, and that is one thing that you can do. If you have an elemental altar, you can do just put out a cup of water even, and that is one way in which you can incorporate that into your practice. Using tarot cards in spell work that are associated with the suit of cups would be another way to incorporate the element of water into your practice. So there are a lot of different ways that you can incorporate water into your spiritual practice. Again, I mentioned potions, cleansings, using water for cleansing, that sort of thing. Trying to think if there's anything else that I want to add at this point. I know I'm going to think of something later, but anyhow, those are just some associations. So that is my brief talk on that topic. If you have questions for me, please do give me a holler. I would be happy to talk with you guys about any questions that you have, but I'm sure by this point, this particular topic has been exhausted. So I look forward to seeing you guys this next week, and I promise that I'll have much more information on this week, this upcoming week, in terms of the types of waters that you can use, how you can use them, and how to better incorporate the element of water or the use of water into your craft. Thank you very much, and have a blessed evening.